welcome to episode number 722 of Hard Factor. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. It is Wednesday, June 30th, 2021. I'm Will. We got Pat and Wes today. Mark is dealing with the broken AC during a Texas summer. So he's having a lot less fun than us right now.
Saga.
Yes, the saga continues.
You think he's there with like a wrench and like the tools?
I hope he's holding the guy's extra tools.
Yeah.
Passing him tools. Like, we can only hope that
He's just there with his arms crossed looking at him.
So you gonna get it on?
Do you think he's looking over his shoulder, or do you think he's just like avoiding contact?
I don't know.
There's not much you can do when a service person comes to your house. You can offer, "Hey, I'm here," and then make yourself available if they need something. But other than that, there's not a lot you can do, right?
No, I don't think
No.
so.
I was once the helper for a plumber. And even I didn't do anything. I was strictly there because he was a diabetic. And so I drove him around because one, I had to keep him from drinking a shit ton of soda during the day. Otherwise he'd die. This guy named Eddie. And second, I was there to just sit in the house so that the owner could charge a helper fee because this guy was a slime ball plumber. So
wait, it's like a job you had?
It was a job I had. Yeah. Klein got me the job.
Just so he doesn't get lightheaded and pass out when
yeah,
he's driving.
So he wasn't allowed to have a license because he was such a diabetic, and he was just an idiot, but he was a master.
So diabetic he couldn't drive.
Right. He was a master plumber. And so they had to get he was like a slave for this family, basically. So
this guy is a real diabetic.
Yeah.
He is diabetic as fuck.
Yeah.
So I was responsible for driving him around to these different jobs where he'd rip people off, and I was responsible for just sitting in the house so they could charge a helper fee for me. And one time I was hungover and I fell asleep in the house, and the woman of the house saw me like asleep, not doing shit. So she called and like complained, and her husband, who was a massive man, came home, and he was literally a butcher, and he wore his apron covered in blood to come confront us.
What an intimidation move.
Oh, it was the best intimidation move I've ever seen. He got the charge taken off. That was a hilarious job.
What? How did you get pitched that job?
Klein got it for me.
No. I understand, but
I got pitched as a driver. It was like, hey, you're gonna drive Eddie around because he can't drive himself, and you're just gonna sit there. If Eddie needs any help, then you hand him a tool or whatever. But he would then charge extra like $100 for like a helper fee to these people, like these old women and stuff. Oh, it was a racket, man.
Have you heard from Eddie recently?
No, I think Eddie actually did die. But he was a hilarious character. But yeah, you just had to couldn't let him drink soda.
Wait, that was in the job description. Like, he's a grown man, and if he tries to go for a soda, you got to prevent him.
You got to slap it out of his hand.
I think it was more like you had to make sure. I know I couldn't let him drink a bunch of soda, but I also had to make sure that he ate something, because otherwise he would only drink soda, and he wouldn't eat, and either his blood sugar would be too high or way too low. I had to monitor Eddie and his health because he was a giant child. Yes.
It's a lot of responsibility, Wes.
And he was living in the house. Yeah. Sorry to go off the tangent. It was just reminded me. Hilarious time of 3 weeks of my life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hope Mark's playing helper with the AC guy like you played with Eddie. That'd be fun. That's what I'm imagining is happening in my mind. All right. Some other stuff happening today. June 30th, Cockapoo pre-sale is today. They're at CPoo Token on Twitter. Also check out Eaton Dips at Eaton Dips everywhere to learn more about cryptocurrency and altcoins, but definitely not for financial advice. So learn more, do it at your own risk. Also, Green Room app by Spotify. Get the app, follow the hosts, same social handles as always. First show on there will be Friday, July 16th. And then I've got a little story for you fellas before we go into the news. One of our patrons, Dan Grayson, thanks for sending in the card, Dan, is dealing with a hilarious neighborhood problem. A guy in his neighborhood named Lynn Kenneth Packer is a man in his HOA, and he's posting 2-hour-long videos on YouTube showing where other homeowners are violating the HOA rules. And he's also listing people's names and the neighborhood they live in against their will in the YouTube videos. So it sounds like how like a 10-year-long shit in somebody's yard feud would start. And good luck, man, dealing with, again, Lynn Kenneth Packer of YouTube. He sounds like a real motherfucker who deserves some very strange replies.
Well, I'm kind of confused exactly what he's doing.
He's complaining about other people violating HOA rules for 2 hours.
Ugh.
He's got nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
Dude, an HOA is the fucking worst thing on the fucking planet. It's the fucking worst, bro. Because you bought the house. It's your house. America is built on.
It's true.
That's your land.
It's true, but Pat, there are people like Lynn Kenneth Packer who will ruin every HOA has a Lynn Kenneth Packer. Like there was a guy in my old neighborhood. It was a new home build neighborhood, and he would come out and he would measure. Like when they were pouring his foundation, he would verify with his own tape measure, and he would clean up his construction site, and he would get angry if other neighbors would walk through his construction site. Guy was a fucking psycho, and then he was a psycho once his house was built. I mean, everybody's got a Lynn Kenneth Packer.
There was a guy in my neighborhood growing up that was the Lynn Kenneth Packer, and when I got my moped and started riding around in the neighborhood with all that noise, he nearly lost his mind. He created a flyer just about me and this other kid who had a mini bike that it was like disturbing everything, and put one in everybody's mailbox.
He has to be stopped.
Yeah,
the motorbike has to be stopped.
What was? So you guys were like in a gang, effectively.
It was me and there was 3 people that had mopeds. One kid had a mini bike, but we would drive them, we'd trade them off, just fuck around, and they were loud, and we were just just illegally riding these things all over the neighborhood. And
but that's what kids do.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand it. It certainly was disturbed the peace, if you will. Yeah.
Did you take your muffler off, Wes?
I had the souped up muffler that gave me an extra 10 miles an hour.
How the fuck did you afford that, bro?
I mowed lawns, bro.
But you were able to get. It amazes me that
he worked for Eddie. Remember?
Well, that was later in life. That was 2 years ago. It amazes me that you were able to get the moped in the first place, which is hard, right? And then, which usually, my parents bought me my moped, but then no way they would have allowed me to get aftermarket parts for it.
Listen, my mom, she liked to buy our love, and I took full advantage of that. And
I know that you didn't. Someone told you about the aftermarket muffler, right?
Yeah, someone told me about the aftermarket. A guy who had the moped before me. I saw it on his, and he told me about it. And yeah, mopeds MPG Springfield.
You bought a moped from a
guy. No, I bought it new.
Was it a Tomos Targa?
It was a Tomos Sprint.
Wow. Sprint's not as sweet as the Targa, but it's still. I mean, dude,
it's not as sweet.
Choosers.
But it was fast once you got that fucking thing on there.
Yeah. Did you take the governor off?
It's the muffler. You take off the original muffler, put on the sport muffler, and it gives you an extra 10 miles an hour, but it makes it louder.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're fucking lucky, bro. You are so lucky.
Hey, I was a good kid.
And you were younger than 16? This is before you were 16.
I was I think I was in 8th grade when I got it.
That's the ultimate. The kids whose parents were irresponsible enough to get them the moped in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Pretty fun though. Nothing goes wrong. Yeah. You're driving Lynn Kenneth Parker's
time of my life.
Nice
one. I must have taken it everywhere.
I did.
Speaking of having a good time, we're off next week, the week of July 4th, but we will still be dropping some throwback podcasts, which have been requested, specific ones and segments, and also some Patreon samples all week long, Monday through Friday. We got you covered. Don't worry about that. Anything else, fellas, before we hop in?
No, I think I've talked enough for this whole episode.
We dive right in. Okay. Daily Buzz is up first, but I've got an order of business for the Daily Buzz. I looked up Daily Buzz to try and get a social media handle for it, since we've been doing the segment now for 4 months every show. But found out there's a lot of shows called the Daily Buzz. Wouldn't you know it?
Didn't know that. There's you didn't know there
significant amount of shows called the Daily Buzz.
Yeah. There's also probably like 8,000 coffee shops called the Daily Buzz.
Right. Yeah, there's no Daily Buzz handles at all left on the internet. So we're gonna audible, and we're gonna call this segment "Cup of Coffee in the Big Time."
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Yep. Mostly just for that Macho Man sound clip that you just heard right there. Also,
all right.
Cup of coffee in the big time.
cup of coffee in the big time.
Well, cream of
Also,
the crop.
I thought you were doing cream of the crop.
cream of the crop's so good. Also, I grabbed at coffee in big time on Twitter.
Did you run out of time to edit? So you just went with this whole phrase?
This is cup of coffee in the big time.
Yeah. At coffee in big time on Twitter.
Oh, so are you cup of coffee or are you the big time?
No, every morning you're having your cup of coffee in the big time with us. It makes sense. It's just a little bit,
I'm
a
in.
little abstract.
No, yeah, I love it.
And mostly, guys, again, it's for this.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Yeah. So unbeatable clip right there. Thank you. All right.
What does that even mean? I don't even.
He's
in
saying,
the big time.
I think he's talking about Ricky Steamboat. I don't know who he's talking about. I don't know wrestling lore or history very much, but he's saying that somebody's just having their cup of coffee in the big time. He's going to shut him down. One of his legendary.
I don't think it's
promos.
that. I think it's related to, if I remember correctly, my hours of going through pretty much every word he's said on the internet. I think it's related to the cream rises to the top situation. Then he starts saying cup of coffee.
No. They're two separate promos. Both legendary promos.
Okay.
Cup of coffee in the big time and cream of the crop. Both very legendary.
If you know where that's from or the exact origination of that, please let us know.
I cut it down this morning. He's talking about defending his Intercontinental Championship in some form or fashion.
I know. I'm still. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I trust you. Okay.
Well, somebody give us the exact details, but
yeah, that's what I want.
This segment is now cup of coffee in the big time at cup of coffee in big time on Twitter, serving up flying elbows of holidays, history, and top 5 news trends 5 days a week, 24/7, 365. All right, you guys ready to hop in?
Yeah,
let's do it. Today's holidays are Asteroid Day, Leap Second Time Adjustment Day, Meteor Day, National Ice Cream Soda Day, National Organization for Women Day, National Outfit of the Day, and National Parchment Cooking Day, which I found interesting because of Asteroid and Meteor Day being the same day.
Same day.
Yeah, looked it up. An asteroid is it's like it's a rock smaller than a planet, but it orbits the sun. And then a meteor is like if a piece of that, a meteorite breaks off the asteroid and then like comes at us. So two different things.
Asteroid dangerous.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Parchment paper day.
Parchment. Any of those other days tickle your fancy, fellas?
Nah, man. I do love parchment paper. It will make the crispiest anything you're roasting. You throw it on pea papes, you're taken care of.
That is true. It's good. What do you like? Well, I prefer tinfoil. I use it more.
Do you prefer it?
I use it more. Yeah.
I'm with you. Well, I definitely use it way more, but
parchment paper is I feel like just for cookies.
It's for baking. Yeah.
Dude, no, roast some brocks or some collies or roast anything on the parch and you'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know it could get this crispy.
Interesting. All right, okay. I'll have to give it a shot. Today in history, June 30th, in 1859, Jean-Francois Gravelet tightrope walked Niagara Falls. I think it was the first time. So pretty cool. In 1908, a giant comet fragment hit Siberia. Speaking of asteroids and meteorites, comets different. In 1936, Gone with the Wind was published, the legendary book. In 1937, London created the first emergency number, which was 999. So I didn't know that 911 was a knockoff of 999.
I wouldn't say it's a knockoff. It's an improvement.
It's much better. Yeah, we've covered it because people butt dial this shit.
They accidentally hit 9 3 times.
Okay. Well, you couldn't. It's not like you were carrying a phone around in your pocket unless you had huge pockets.
So America let England go first on that one. Saw the mistake.
Yeah, kids do it all the time. Because they're just punching the number.
Talk about the 1800s. This is a rotary phone situation.
Rotary. Yeah.
Well, maybe not even. Maybe
no. They still have the same shit today. They still
just
use
be
3
operator.
fucking numbers.
Really?
no. I understand, but to dial, I think you probably had to
Once
pick up
you
the
set
phone
the
and
precedent.
say operator
Right.
999.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Right. At the
If
time.
you were in Germany, they're like, what? No. You know.
Yep.
We get it.
Oh, right. Nah. And that was, yes, very
Yeah,
true
come
to the
on.
year of 1937.
Languages.
And then on June 30th, 2019, who could forget? Donald Trump became the first sitting U.S. president to visit North Korea. And we can't forget him and Kim Jong-un pointing and staring at all the blue buildings that they were.
Weird day that was.
Remember that was always fun. That was a fun memory that we covered on the show. All right. Honorable mentions for the top 5. More former Disney stars are in trouble for weird sex stuff, as 29-year-old Kyle Masserly of That's So Raven.
Buddy, Kyle Massey.
Masserly?
Yeah, no, Kyle Massey from That's So Raven and Corey's in the House, which is going to be more like Corey's in the Big House. Am I right?
Yeah, he's been charged with sending nudes to a 13-year-old on Snapchat.
Yeah.
That's his name, Kyle Massey.
Kyle Massey. That's literally the youngest person that's legally allowed to be on Snapchat is 13. He said, give me the youngest.
Yeah, there's a filter for it, probably.
Yeah, he did it. Also, SoFi stock was trending, so maybe worth a look. Sorry, I didn't know the kid's name, Pat.
That's okay. I'm a big Disney Channel guy.
Yeah.
You don't know the Kyle Massey of That's So Raven.
He was in a spinoff called Corey in the House, which had to do with him being in, I think, the White House, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm thinking of First
He was
Kid.
such a big star that he had a spinoff. Wow.
Yeah. Well, everyone got to get the spinoff on Disney. It's their business model.
What a fall from grace, though.
Yeah.
Number 5, Serena Williams got injured at Wimbledon and she won't finish. Also, Roger Federer is barely hanging in there, apparently, through his matches so far. So big changes afoot in the grass court tennis world, because those were the 2 people who've won Wimbledon like forever, right?
Always something with Serena, isn't it?
You're upset with Serena?
Her stock has gone way down in the last couple of
no.
years.
Are you a Venus guy? You've always been a Venus guy.
Yeah, I've always been a Venus guy, but Serena in particular, her stock is much lower.
Well, Venus's stock hasn't been traded in a number of years.
Well, maybe that's good. Maybe that's what Serena needs to do. Take a step back for a year or two and reevaluate how she's acting. Yeah.
Venus gets some shine. Well, she's out of Wimbledon, so you won't hear much from her for the rest of the week, West. Number 4, the Euros, the tournament. Ukraine and England advance. England with a 2-0 win over Germany. Cash that ticket. Send in the car on patreon.com/Hard Factor. Get in the Discord chat. Because you should
Did you guys call that bet right? Is that what you're saying?
Cash that ticket, baby. Boom. Won
Yeah.
it. Gambling chat gave out the pick. Also, Ukraine scored a beautiful goal that I'm playing for you guys, and then another in extra time to win against Sweden. But check this out. That guy bent the pass all the way across the box, like outside of his foot. It was insane. Absolutely insane play from Ukraine right there.
Yeah. Nolan, who is in the Discord and always up in the gambling chat, he's
on fire.
He's on fire. He claims he's like up 36 units from the beginning of the year, and I believe him because he's always in there. He gives you the bets early, and he's like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Sorry, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Sorry, cha-ching, cha-ching. Yeah, it's he's pretty good.
I might have to get some of my money. Just all tied up in crypto right now.
Yeah, Pat, you've been missing out on a lot of big wins in the gambling thread.
Me too.
You might want to hop over there.
Oh, I bought like 4 new cryptos this week.
Oh no, yeah, you could have just been betting on the Euros with us. It's paying
Don't forget,
out.
But
Cockapoo launches today too. Don't forget about that.
yeah,
Right.
it's fun to watch, like the sport. It's a lot more fun to watch the chart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I like to kick back with a nice cool glass of Coca-Cola. Put the chart up on the big screen.
watch those candles.
Watch the candlesticks.
Nice. I'm liking betting on soccer. Euro tournament's fun. Number 3, Donald Trump told Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, which I don't know what that show is, but I think that's like conservatives' heaven. That the NFL great Herschel Walker says that he's going to run for the Senate in Georgia against Raphael Warnok in 2022. So not sure how the vote's going to go, but Warnock does not want to agree to any sort of physical contest with Herschel Walker as part of the campaign, because Herschel at 59 says he still does 700 to 1,500 push-ups a day, 3,000 sit-ups, 1,500 pull-ups, 1,000 dips, and 1,000 squats.
That's a fucking lie. That's the biggest fucking lie I've ever heard in my
Have you
fucking
seen
life.
his body? Look at his body, Pat.
That's him at 59.
Yeah, Herschel Walker's looking great.
Show me that bod one more time.
59.
I mean, that's like that's a few years ago. That's like probably
back when
45.
Rockstar Energy Drink was still a business, where it had to shut down because
no, Rockstar still gets sold today.
No,
I mean it's not as big as it was clearly at that moment when it was.
No, got eaten by a monster. I don't know, man. That's still. I want to see him today, and look, he's fit. There's no doubt about that. But that's an insane lie of a physical regimen. And also, if that is his physical regimen, we don't want him in politics, man. It's going to take up like 3/4 of his fucking day.
Yeah, but he's going to have a lot of energy. And also, if you're in his party, you want him there to intimidate people who are arguing against you. Because like a lot of times there'll be a nerd trying to make an argument, and you could just send Herschel walking over.
Yeah, be like, I'm gonna eat you for breakfast, nerd.
That's bad. Yeah, for the nerdy senator. So we'll see how it goes. He says he wants to go against Warnock in 2022. So
big rundown in Georgia
next year.
I'm just saying, man. I think that photo you pulled up,
what
was from his MMA career. The last time he fought was in 2011. So,
well, yeah, but I mean, come on, he's looking good.
If you ever want to put a picture of me up, put it up from like 2001.
Herschel Walker is still looking good. I can guarantee.
Yeah, dude, you don't get an 11-year fucking fucking range on your photo.
Hey, check him out. He's looking good. He's looking good. But check him out today. That's the soonest shirtless picture I could find. But I didn't spend much time. I'm sure you could find a nice one too.
He has dissociative identity disorder.
He's got a great physique, though, is what he's got.
Okay.
Number 2. Jamie Lynn Spears, Britney's younger sister, has finally broken her silence on the hashtag Free Britney movement after Britney got her chance to speak her piece in court. And Jamie Lynn now says she 100% supports her sister's search for freedom, which is nice. Good to see sisters supporting sisters. There's Britney and Jamie Lynn.
Again, that photo is from easily 13 years ago.
Yeah, well, I was trying to be nice to Jamie Lynn.
Did she not age well?
I mean, not as well as Britney. Next court hearing for Britney is on July 14th.
Did you guys listen to the court hearing?
No.
Did not listen to it. I saw that it got cut off after people started tweeting about it.
Man, poor girl. She made totally valid arguments, but you can tell she's completely alone because she's not super educated, right? So like she like almost made the best point ever, and then she like left turns a little bit. Like no one helped her with it. It was her own homework, is what I'm saying. And it sucks because effectively, I think the judge got what she was saying, but she's on an island. There's no doubt about that.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, she's been purposely trying to been driven crazy by the people running her bank accounts for years, right?
Yeah, dude. You can't tour the world and play Vegas and not have your own money. Sorry.
Right, it's fucked up. She's doing all the work. They're living off of it. But Jamie Lynn says she supports her, so that's good. And number 1 in the buzz today, number 1 in the top 5. Sorry, it's going to take me a couple episodes to get used to that. Number 1 in the top 5 in the cup of coffee.
What's a segment called again?
Cup of coffee in the big time. I remembered it. Number 1 is the National Guard is going to Texas from South Dakota. Also, Florida, Nebraska, and Iowa are sending some help after Texas Governor Greg Abbott asked the other states for assistance dealing with the illegal immigration surge at the southern border this year. Governor Kristi Noem, of course, announced the intentions for South Dakota on Tuesday, and she said that up to 50 National Guardsmen from South Dakota will have their 30 to 60-day trip paid for by GOP megadonor Willis Johnson. And then, of course, Twitter declared that this should definitely be illegal, despite the fact that it's probably legal. I think it is legal, and that's today's cup of coffee in the big time.
50 whole people. That's
Well, you can't have anything in this country that's not politicized. It's just they're not sending them there to help. They're
Right,
sending
do
them
you
there to make Joe Biden look like an asshole. Is the
Right,
plan.
but do you think that this is a response to that hearing last week about like critical race theory in the military?
No, it's not that. That's fucking stupid. The critical race theory thing is just throw it away. It's not happening.
And one happened right after the other, and everybody on both sides is like, don't politicize the military. And
who did it? Tucker Carlson. That's the one who called that. Anyway, whatever. Point is, no, this is Abbott being a troll, and no, I'm jumping on the
clearly
troll train.
trolling Biden for sure. Yep, and that's the cup of coffee in the big time today, fellas.
nice. I like it.
All right, guys. Let's talk about the heat, and I'm not talking about over at the Borgie household. I'm talking about the Pacific Northwest. It's fucking hot up there, guys, with unprecedented temperatures in Portland and Seattle. In Portland, it hit, get this, 116 degrees on Monday.
That's insane.
That's fucking insane. You guys ever been in that hot? That's like Death Valley hot.
No, I haven't been in 116. That's the record, right? And for Portland?
I want to say so. Yeah, like pretty much. There's a couple people said unprecedented, and then as I just said, I repeated what some journalists said. But then I was looking, and they were saying like maybe like 126 years it hasn't been this hot. It's not normal. That much I can tell you, Wes.
Normal in Arizona to get that hot, but like nowhere else in
Right.
Yeah,
the US.
It's fucking crazy. In Pasco, Washington, it got up to 118 degrees, and average temperatures around this time of the year are in the 70s. So a lot of houses don't have AC at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's that type of climate, and you can see like houses with blacked out windows covered with blankets to help with the heat. People are really struggling up there.
Oh, I don't know if the blacked out windows really help with the heat, but the same thing in Reno. People, I mean, it's not nearly as hot as it is in Portland, but people are bitching because most of the time in the summer still it gets down to like 60 at night, and it's staying like in the 80s all night, and people are just losing their minds because they don't have AC.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking nuts, bro. Like over 110 anywhere sucks. In Portland, they're not expecting that shit. The cause of the high heat is something called a heat dome, right? I don't know. You know, it's like an El Nino situation.
Heat dome. That's a pretty sweet name, though. But,
yeah.
They should have called it the Ring of Fire, though.
Yeah. What happened to that girl last night, bro? Oh man, heat dome.
Got some heat dome.
All right. It got so hot, guys, in Portland that the streetcar service shut down on Sunday because the heat melted the power cables, which is fucking nuts. Here's a photograph. I didn't know they had a streetcar service, but they do. Melted the power cables. Crazy. And then in Everson, Washington, temperatures
tens of people were
exactly. Very upset. In Everson, Washington, temperatures have caused the pavement to soften and expand, creating rutting, buckling, and potholes, particularly in high traffic areas. And they're literally like trying to prevent drawbridges from bending and cracking by like hosing them down. It's. I mean, it kind of trips me out. Like, I guess they don't build to a certain grade up there. Maybe that's the situation. I don't know. But in an ironic analogy for the near future, guys, this was interesting. Big, bald billionaire Bezos and his Amazon company allowed peasants temporary access to their giant glass spheres at the headquarters in downtown Seattle to cool down. This week, it's air conditioning. 10 years from now, breathable air. Mark my words.
Oh, you're saying that you think that it's going to be like apocalyptic, the surface of the earth?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying now Bezos has let him in for air conditioning. You're gonna want to get in when it's air.
10 years.
Right. Yes. So you're saying we're headed towards like total recall on Earth.
100%.
You think 10 years from now? No way.
No,
the air's going to be poisonous?
Prove me wrong. That's what I'm saying.
It's kind of like Alex Jones claiming that everybody's going to die in 10 years of the. I mean, you can't say he's wrong.
Oh, by the way, I had a follow-up Alex Jones situation about, I don't know. He wanted to fight Rough and Rowdy. So and I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. But he wants to fight little people. That's what he wants to do.
What?
Oh my God! How can we make it happen?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll see.
But why would the little people agree to fight a large man like Alex Jones?
Money. Okay. Yesterday, guys, California. never one to be outshined, heard about all the hot happenings with its northern neighbors and said, oh, you think a heat dome is bad? I guess you've never had a fucking lava fire then.
What?
That's right, guys. A lava fire in Northern California. Holy shit. It's not from actual lava. The name is misleading. It's a metaphor. It's actually called that because it's burning in Siskiyou County, right by Mount Shasta. And smoke has been rising 25,000 feet into the air. And because the mountain's there, it's said to look like an erupting volcano. Just nuts.
It did kind of look like the
volcano. Lava fire. Don't be fooled. It's a fun party trick. Someone's going to say this week, and you hear about the lava fire?
Yeah.
And you're going to say, not actual lava. And they're like, are you sure?
Yeah. So this really sucks, though, for the heat dome because lava fire is 10 times cooler. So, like, all the people in Oregon who are complaining about the heat dome, as soon as they hear about the lava fire, nobody really takes the heat dome seriously.
Right. But like, it's like your friend that always fucks up, like your friend that always, his car always breaks down. Like it broke down again. Like, okay, cool. Your car never breaks down, right? You're Portland. It's a bigger deal, in my opinion.
Well, it's a bigger deal actually, but I'm saying they're screwed by the nomenclature because as soon as you hear about lava fire, you're instantly more interested in that than the heat dome.
Oh, it absolutely is way better than heat dome. No doubt about it. Guys, the fire has burned more than 13,000 acres. It's only 20% contained, and residents have been evacuated. And one loyal stoner was shot and killed by police on Monday after officers tried to keep him out of a complex of weed farms.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the cop said, you can't go in there. And he said, my weed is in there, man.
Oh, my dead body, bro.
Right. And they said, look, a lot of people's weed is in there. And then he pulled a gun and said, a good captain goes down with his ship. And then he lowered the gun and was promptly killed.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get to pull the guns out. The cops there, they'll definitely shoot you.
I mean, dude, it's a neighborhood, like a subdivision that's been turned into weed farms. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But yeah. That's what's going on in the Pacific Northwest. It's hot up there.
Cool. Try to get some heat dome tonight. You know what I mean?
What if you put like a heat pack below your lower back? That sounds like good time.
Yeah.
Just sounds nice. Well,
heat dome.
You get some heat dome, baby. All right, guys, time for the TikTok international moment. Today we're going to Iraq, and then we're going to go to China, and then we're going to go to Greece. So let's kick it off. Guys, when 25-year-old Iraqi chef Issa Ismaili woke up on June 15th to go to work, the chances of what happened to him were somewhere in the 1 in a trillion range. According to the United Arab Emirates News, Issa, who has been a chef for 8 years, went to work at the Hazel Hall for weddings and events in the Zakho district, which I guess is in the parameters of Iraqi Kurdistan, as if that means anything to 99.9% of you. But for the 0.1% to know where that is, you're welcome. Apparently, it's a big metropolis, 190,000 people. You know where that is, Pat?
Well, the Sunnis and the Kurds at odds. That I know. So
okay. There you go. You got the Kurds thing. Anyway, on June 15th, he was making a giant pot of chicken soup for a wedding, and Ismaili somehow slipped into the scalding cauldron of hot soup. He was rushed to the nearby city of Dohuk for treatment, having suffered third-degree burns over 70% of his body from the chicken soup. Sadly, he succumbed to his injuries on June 21st, and the dish that is supposed to heal your body and soul instead released Ismaili's soul from his severely burned body. So next time you slowly blow on your scorching hot bowl of chicken soup, think of Issa and be careful because it's hotter than it looks.
Oh, no. He was killed by chicken soup?
Killed by falling into a vat of chicken soup.
I mean, the first man to be killed by chicken soup.
It's got to be.
Dude.
Was that a picture? Was that an actual picture of the vats that he found?
No, this is just what they put. That's what it would look like. That's
the
what
vats. Well, how did he get over the lid? How did he hop up into the vat? Was he like walking over the vat?
He was probably on like a step ladder, and he probably had a gigantic like oar, like a canoe oar.
Yeah.
And you got to take chicken soup off the menu after that for the actual wedding, because if you serve chicken soup after that story gets around, obviously it's probably going to be different chicken soup, but no one's going to eat the new soup.
Probably, you don't know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, it might have gotten down to the wire and they had no time, you know. They had to use what they had.
Yeah, that's sad.
Super sad
and
yeah.
delicious.
R.I.P. to the chef, but
Yeah, very sad.
wow, that's a funny way to die. I mean, like he's got to like in the afterlife, he kind of has to be chuckling a little bit. Like, at least I was the first guy to go out to chicken soup.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. All right, guys, they've discovered a half dragon, half man skull in China. Lost for over 90 years since its first discovery back in 1933. This is just incredible. By laborers constructing a bridge in the city of Harbin during the Japanese occupation, and was hidden in a well to hide it from Japanese soldiers, I presume. Oh, wait, no, sorry, guys, I'm sorry. It's not a half man, half dragon, but this new species of human. It is. It's a new species. Sorry, it's not a half man, half dragon. It's a new species of human. They're calling Homo longi, according to the Chinese researchers now in possession of the rediscovered skull. The skull is named Dragon Man because it was found in the province of something I'm not even going to try to pronounce, or in English,
Give it a try.
Heilongjiang.
Sounds right.
Heilongjiang, or in English, the Black Dragon River region. So that's why they call it Dragon Man. Researchers say that this could be the link between modern humans and Neanderthals. There's where it was found. Here's what the skull looks like. They say, quote, it differs from all the other Homo species, noting that it has a mix of ancient and modern features, like a gently curved but massively developed brow ridge and low, flat cheekbones with shallow depressions underneath them, and the cranial capacity close to a modern man. Here's what he would look like with skin and bone and hair and stuff.
Looks like a Neanderthal. How can you tell the difference between that and a Neanderthal?
Right. He looks a little more. Yeah, I don't know either. Will, I don't know.
He's got that giant like Neanderthal eyebrow thing. I don't know.
Yeah. So not all researchers are feeling the new, human species classification that China has given it, but they're excited about discovery and have dated it back to 146,000 years ago.
I feel like if you cannot possibly tell the difference by looking at them, how is it two different species?
Yeah, they should have amped up the rendering a little bit better.
That's got Dragon Man is not unique enough. No, he looks like every picture of a caveman or Neanderthal.
Fucked up the rendering a little bit.
Right.
I mean, Will, someone looked at it and was like, "Yo, I'm a skull guy. I'm no good skull."
I get that, but
right?
That is a slight variation on Neanderthal. I mean,
I think what the main thing is that the cranial capacity is much closer to modern man than the Neanderthal. Bigger, smaller, bigger cranial capacity. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure it's bigger brain. I don't know how big the heads of Neanderthals were, but yeah. So anyway, Homo longi. Finally, to Greece, where some priceless Picasso paintings stolen in what authorities have called the theft of the century have been found and returned to the gallery from which they were stolen back in 2012. A man who authorities are calling a builder with a self-proclaimed passion for art has been arrested after admitting to the theft, which was initially thought to be carried out by two thieves. But he says he did it all alone because he's just that good. For 9 years, Picasso's Head of Woman, which is this one, and Stammer Windmill. Yeah, that's like a famous one, I think, right? We're both in this guy's house. They were stolen January 9th, 2012 in just 7 minutes, and he's just holding on to them because he just loves art. And basically because they're unsellable unless you like.
Yeah, that's why you can't get rid of these things. That's the thing.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It's totally traced, right?
If you know the right guy, you can sell it to like a billionaire who just has it in his office and just fucking,
But a billionaire wouldn't fuck with that because like it's illegal to buy. You'd have to find a real weirdo who's rich enough, and has, I don't know, like Putin might buy it. The market is Putin, pretty much. The market's Putin.
Putin or Bezos, somebody.
You got to get deep into the dark web to find your buyer.
You do, absolutely, yeah. The works were actually gifted to the Greek people in honor of their resistance to the Nazis and were displayed at the National Gallery in Athens until their heist. The man said that he visited the gallery for 6 months, pretty much every day and studied the guards' every move. And he even took public transportation to and from the heist that night. Part of the reason he was able to complete the heist was during the 2012 the Greek financial crisis, where they could not afford as many guards and the security system upgrades they needed, which hadn't been done in over a decade. So it was just ripe for the picking. The pieces were eventually found wrapped in a gorge where the man hid them as he feared police were hot on his trail. So he just wrapped up the Picassos and hit them. So
So how did the financial crisis help him steal them?
Because there weren't as many guards on,
just because they just weren't there.
Yeah, they weren't there. There wasn't as many personnel, and they couldn't afford to upgrade the security system, I guess, which was due because it was over 10 years old. So it was just Did
this guy identify himself, or did he just drop him off?
No, they have him. None of the articles I saw have identified him yet. But yeah, no, he's like 49 years old. Yeah, they've got him.
So he meant to do it. It wasn't like an impulse thing where it's like shit.
He cased it for 6
months.
He
cased it. Yeah.
Man. But then for nothing.
I mean, he enjoyed him for 9 years.
Enjoyed him look, the real reason you buy art, guys. Let's be honest.
Well, no, this guy is a true art lover. He said he would he would travel to Great Britain to the galleries. He's a true art lover.
Also, think of how many lovers he brought home and displayed Picassos too.
A lot less than he thought that he would. That's what I'm saying to you.
But the satisfaction that he must have gotten every night to just pull out the Picasso, crack open a nice bottle of wine, and just sit there and admire it as a true art lover must have been just amazing for this guy. I'd like to think so. Maybe
it's like Pablo was in the room with him.
That's right. So anyway, guys, dinner can be chaotic, but with Freshly, it's easy. Their chefs take care of your meals a few nights a week and take the pressure off of you. Freshly offers chef-made, nutrient-packed, delicious meals delivered fresh to your door. No cooks or cooking required. Grocery shopping and cooking can be a pain, especially right now. And with Freshly, you don't have to. Your meals arrive cooked and fresh every week, so you can keep your fridge stocked and skip the trip to the store. That's all. It's awesome. You just keep them in the fridge. A lot more room in there. And ordering is easy. Visit freshly.com and choose from over 30 delicious, satisfying, better for you meals like steak peppercorn, homemade style, chicken with mac and cheese, green beans, and the sausage baked penny, which is delicious. Freshly can fit your lifestyle with a variety of plans and meals to pick from that work for your dietary needs, preferences, tastes, and family size. And now our listeners can try Freshly for just $6.16 a meal. Wow. That's $6 a meal. I mean, I don't know about you guys. When I go out, I'm spending probably $15 to $20 a meal.
One of those Freshly meals, $6.16. That's an insane deal for the quality they are.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very good stuff. So stop searching the internet for healthy food near me every night and start living life freshly. Your meals are always delivered fresh, never frozen, and ready to heat and enjoy in just 3 minutes with new meals added each week. A lot of variety. Freshly brings the convenience of chef-made, nutritionist designed classics right to your kitchen. And right now, Freshly is offering our listeners $40 off your first 2 orders when you go to freshly.com/hardfactor. Stop stressing about dinner. You don't have time to cook. Just come home, pop one of these in the microwave, the oven, whatever it is, and you're good to go. Go to freshly.com/hardfactor for $40 off your first 2 orders. That's freshly.com/hardfactor to get $40 off your first 2 orders.
Hell yeah. Okay, guys. Let's talk about Austin, Texas, where I used to live. Wes still lives. Will used to live. Mark still lives. If there's one thing I can tell you about Austin is that it has a very intense bicycle culture.
Big time.
There are a ton of people that Wes would call hipsters because he hasn't updated his cultural insult vocabulary since 2012. But
what do I call them then?
What would you say now?
I don't know what they are now, but they're not hipsters.
Assholes.
Could be whatever you want to call them. It's up to you. It's your insult. But when I was an Austin bike guy back in the middle 2013s, Wes would have been right. It was hipsters. And when I was first indoctrinated into the Austin bike scene, it was out of necessity more than anything.
A lot of his time on East 6th Street, weren't you?
Oh, hell yeah. Couldn't afford a car. And I wanted to date a girl, a bike girl who I worked with and needed the exercise. Anyway, after I got my steed, I dipped my toe in the bicycle community by trying out one of their Thursday night social rides, which consisted of about 200 or so guys named Dashiell and girls named Penelope taking over the roads, going
Critical
from
mass.
Critical mass. Well, this is a little bit different, but yeah, similar to critical mass. This was like a bar hop, going from bar to bar with an army of bicycles that was as diverse as the smells coming from the center of the pack. Everything from mountain bikes with DUI hobos on them to single speeders like me to 20-foot tall bikes with little wheels with some guy named Mobius welded together.
Right. That guy's got the biggest handlebar mustache too.
Oh yeah. I never understood that bike because there's no kickstand for it and there's no way to get off it. It's like he had to
but everybody's staring at him and
he had to have
wants people.
Yeah.
He had to find a high ledge whenever we stopped. Literally, otherwise he just fucking crash. Balls on that guy. Anyway, the attitude of the gang was mostly whimsical, except for when it came to anything or anyone impeding on their cyclist rights. If a car would even as much as think about not respecting the bike lane or trying to drive around the pack, there was a good chance that they were going to arrive to their destination without side view mirrors, or perhaps not at all.
Oh, wow.
Austin cyclists get violent, and they have chains. A lot of them, heavy chains. They will fuck you up.
They are aggressive. There was like a bike racing league like in my neighborhood the last few years I lived there. Those guys were just like unbelievably aggressive. They'd fucking like just talk shit to you openly when
They're
you're trying
douchebags.
to drive through your neighborhood, and it's just unbelievable.
Well,
Unbelievable.
I don't know. They just have a different
They're
perspective.
emboldened. They're emboldened.
They're
in Austin,
douchey
I
as
would say.
fuck.
Okay.
They're very aggressive, as you said.
All right. So when I read that a small fleet of delivery pizza robots are set to invade the live music capital of the world, and the plan is for them to use the bike lanes, I thought these are the beginnings of the first man versus machine war, guys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The bikers are going to get mad at these things?
I mean, I know the bikers are going to get mad at these things, and they're going to fuck these things up. It's absolutely insane.
Is this the same ones we were talking about, the Domino's guys? The little...
So it's a great question. It's not. That's Neuro is the name of that company. This is Michigan-based Refraction AI, and they started operations in Austin last week with 10 semi-autonomous robots delivering Southside Flying Pizza in Travis Heights.
I love Southside Flying Pizza.
That's my new favorite pizza now. I'm just going to deliver it to people that I can't even get, just to fuck with these bastards.
It's pretty good. Now, yeah, this is a different company than Neuro that we covered. That they're in Houston with Domino's.
Okay.
You may have seen these things around. It's like a little bot kind of.
It's like a tricycle.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's like a scooter. And for now, an attendant on the electric scooter follows the scooter called the Rev 1, while the machine's artificial intelligence learns the Austin streets, and eventually the robot will roll alone at up to 15 miles an hour with a remote operator monitoring over the internet. Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So these things are taking the fucking bike lanes. And to make matters worse, guys, over
Genius,
here.
though, by the companies that can use the bike lanes, because I'm sure there's no laws against it.
Well, Will, you're wrong.
No, there isn't?
You would have been wrong. In 2009, there was a law passed in Texas saying that robots could only go on, it literally says robots can only go on sidewalks and pedestrian right-of-ways. But then it was changed in 2019 to allow for bike lanes.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
This
Big
doesn't even
robot got to him.
this doesn't even really affect
You're
the
damn
biggest.
right, big robot got to them, Will. 100%. You're not even kidding.
This doesn't even affect the real biggest assholes though, because those guys just ride in the middle of the fucking street. They don't care about the bike lane. This affects the fucking daily. Yeah, the law abiding. The real assholes are just think they're cars. They don't.
Okay, look, you're wrong, Wes. The real assholes are the guys that ride their bikes on the sidewalk. That is an asshole. That's the most dangerous thing you can do, and it's usually, as I alluded to earlier, it's usually guys, men, old men. If you ever seen an old man on a mountain bike, it means that he lost his license because of DUIs. That's the situation.
He's going to get the mouthwash.
Right. The best thing that you can do, Wes, is ride in the street. It's the safest thing to do. And if there's a bike lane, you don't have to ride in the street, but you can be a car. Right now, if you're like me, you pedal as fast as possible for as long as possible. If there's no bike lane, and then you get off on the sidewalk if it's crazy. But the bike lanes are great because you can not be in the fucking way. And there's an awesome one on South Lamar Boulevard, which is an insanely busy road.
I used to ride on that one when I lived on that road. It is crazy.
And I'll tell you what, it's not going to fucking work when the bots are on there. And guys, to make matters worse, the city of Austin gave provisional approval to Refraction AI without consulting the BAC, which is also known as Austin's Bicycle Advisory Council, a 9-member body of avid cyclists who meet monthly to rule the fate of all things cycling in Austin.
Holy shit, we got to get in one of those meetings.
Yeah, but these people are powerless. You know why? Because not only did Big Robot get past them, so did the scooter people, the electric scooter people, just went straight past them.
So
and still
okay. The people at
because they're not nice. That's because they're not nice people.
None of the legislators want to deal with these bicyclists.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, Big Robot, you've got money and you're cool.
And you're nice.
Bicyclists? Nah.
Yeah. I like you a lot more than these fucking 9 assholes that come in my office every other day.
Or
it's like the Lord of the Rings.
Alternates.
Yeah.
It's a 19-person council. They
fuck you, bike wizard.
Ford.
Let the robots drive.
You said 9.
Ford was 9 plus a 10 alternates is a 19-person council. Okay. So Ford back in May, Ford AI did go and talk to the council, and I didn't get that deep into it. I was about 30 minutes through a recorded meeting of a bicycle council from a city I don't live in, and I said I gotta get out of here.
First part?
Yep, I did. But one member speaking to the press on not being consulted, one member of the council speaking to the press on not being consulted, called the situation, quote, a real flat tire. No. It's my imagination. Refraction AI CEO Luke Schneider said, quote, the robots are required to yield to the right of way of the bicycle. And to that I say, Luke, what happens when they unrequire themselves to do that, Luke? Because we know that's gonna fucking happen. Let's take it to the internet really quick, guys. Where at Attack Snack said let me find the tweet here. At Attack Snack says, routes please, we can make obstacle courses for them and then place bets, or we can wait for one to lumber by and throw things at it. This is an endless source of entertainment, and it will be a massive waste of our money.
Wait, whose money is being wasted?
I don't know, man. Austin's money, I think.
Wait, Austin's, but it's a company that
I don't fucking know. I just thought it was a good comment. And then to which Raw Mobile 366608 responds says, screw that. Just help yourself to whatever it's delivering. To which Attack Snack retorts, only thing I see being delivered by that is failure and disappointment, which I thought was clever. And then Nathan Ada said, can't wait to get drunk as fuck and ride on one of these bad boys.
Yeah, I'm with Nathan. That's like, you know what's fun to do when you're walking home from a bar is like dive into bushes. Imagine if you could dive onto the top of a robot.
You 100% could. So these things for you guys listening at home are like a little taller than waist high. They're like belly high, probably, and
they're like the size of a mailbox.
Yeah, like a large mailbox. I've actually seen them. I saw them while I was still in Austin. I didn't know what they were, but then when I saw this store, I put 2 and 2 together. I guess they were testing them.
They are fucked. The cyclists are. They will fuck them.
They were already done though with the electric scooters. Last time I was in Austin, it was insane how bad the electric scooters had taken over the city. Like
it's
the bicyclists already had nothing. So this is
anyway. I don't know if they're gonna attack them, but you can bet a slice of pizza there's gonna be dicks all over them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what they do is the people that hate the scooters is they take black marker and blank out the QR code.
Right.
The cyclists are going to be spray painting those fucking cameras and all that shit. It's easy for them to fuck this because they're selfish and they don't care about anyone else but themselves. Or
they're just going to cause wrecks.
Yeah.
Plus, maybe you should get on. Maybe you should get on a bicycle.
I've been on a bike. It's too hot in Austin for bikes. People are crazy.
It's fucking exhilarating, bro. I here's what I'll tell you. You have a bicycle, right? You have one?
I've had one. Listen, Pat, I know what it's like to ride a bicycle. I was, I grew. I didn't just happen to become 40.
Seems like you just jumped a moped pretty quick.
No, I had a fucking GT bike when I was young. I had it all.
Yeah, we know, Reston. Yeah. Anyway, Wes, what I'm saying is what I recommend you do is about midnight sometime this summer, get that bicycle or you can borrow a bike, go to the top of South Congress and ride all the way down to the Capitol. It's a delightful ride. The road will be yours. Do it on like a Wednesday night. It's exhilarating.
Okay. Yeah, I'll clear my schedule for when I have to do that at 1 a.m.
Well, you're not going to have to really clear it. Let's be honest. All right, guys, that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you guys so much for listening, and have a great fucking day.